Guys, I'm super excited to have my great friend Michelle Odwyer in here today. Speaking of Valentine's Day and food and love, she is the foodie of Liverpool City region. She's my very own Janet Jackson, and she's just the most amazing cook and beautiful person. So say hello to our listeners.
Hi everybody, nice to be here today on that very romantic day.
It is. So Michelle, for those of our listeners who don't know you and the great work you do, just tell them a little bit about yourself.
Oh goodness, I have an events business and I cook food from sort of all over the world, and that's what I trained in. And then from there I've actually started a cookery school. It's a mobile cookery school working with people from all over the community. We teach Thai, we do Caribbean, and it's just really a holistic way of cooking, and just to bring people together, not just through food, but to sit together, to communicate, to activate teamwork and just good feelings really. And that's what we do. And it's we go into communities instead of people having to come out of the communities due to some people suffering with social isolation and things like that. So it's a lot.
Yeah, it is. And for me, we have so many synergies. So obviously from when we first met, and
I'm trying to remember when we first met. When was it?
Well, your mum was as Lord Mayor, and then we met at the quarter, didn't we?
We did. We went for coffee.
So we first met at when Circo on the dock, and you were doing the cookery programme.
Yeah, I did the launch of Made in Liverpool. I had a cookery show for a 6-week cookery show. It's my first TV show, and I did the launch, and it was called The Food Life. 6 weeks TV show.
And then I was like, I just need to work with this lady. And I've been stuck by the hip. So what sparked me from you was your whole passion for cookery and where you come from, and the time you spent with your grandma, and how you really build that into your, not only your recipes, but your workshops that you do with the people in the community, and then into your presenting where you speak so much about the heart of food and what it does.
It was just a massive part of our family. I'm really lucky because I've got, my English grandma, she was a chef, and then my Jamaican grandma also. And those two things coming together, we were all very food obsessed, I suppose, growing up. I mean, I just had a passion for it, passion for family, being together, and most occasions when we were growing up all involved cooking and being together, and they're just my biggest memories. And I suppose that was my grounding for food. I never wanted to be, a big executive chef or anything. I just had a passion for food, and I just wanted to share it with other people, just the way my grandma shared it with me.
Yeah, and that's what I say. There's so many things that we do are the same, because my cooking skills came from cooking in the kitchen with my nan growing up, and I think it's amazing, and I'm now super excited that we're finally getting to work together.
Really excited.
It's starting at a blank canvas, but the progression move that we can do, it is amazing, and the impact that it had on our open day was phenomenal, wasn't it? Of all ages of people cooking.
We got, from the very young to grandparents joining in. We did a cookery demonstration. We had like some, we were making pizzas on the day. The kids were rolling doughs. The mums were getting involved. The dads were getting involved. We had Spanish food on the go. It was really eclectic, and from that, loads of people have signed up for the cookery class that we're going to be holding on a Monday night. So if anybody's interested, speak to MD Productions.
Well, both of us, yeah. So I'm super excited.
And it's really dynamic. What I loved about that day in the blank canvas launch was that it was so exciting, and it was so many like-minded people coming together for a passion. Even though we all do different things, is that we've all got the same passion for community and giving back to people and supporting each other.
I think that's the absolute heart of who we are, and all the people who we're working with at the moment. It is definitely that. It's like an easy conversation to have when you say, okay, so it's food or it's dance or whatever, but we know behind it is the root of pulling people together and the community. And when you want to work with different partners, it just helps me so much when someone is completely on the same page. It's just like, I completely get what you want to do and why you're doing it.
I mean, I'm really blessed. I work with people all over Liverpool, and some of they've been inspiring. The people I've met in different communities have just been, you know, some people have had really hard times, but they're still working, they're still trying their best, they're still bringing up families against all odds. And for me, it's been a bit of a, you know, you check yourself really, because these are people that have, you know, I've met people who have got, you know, certain disabilities, maybe educational barriers, but yet they're still there, they're still trying. And what I love about, obviously, coming to the Blank Canvas and the MD Productions is that we can bring this on board and support so many people. Already people have been coming to me asking about it.
So let's speak a little bit about, you know, you come to a cookery class and you've just spoke about, and I know the many different groups that you work with. But why do we find that it's such a safe space, you know, when, and this love comes out when you cook in terms of bringing the other skills and support out of people when you're in them sessions, because it's therapeutic, isn't it?
You know, we've spoken before about my, I had very bad educational barriers due to my, you know, I just didn't have a great experience in school, and it wasn't until I got to my sort of mid-20s that I actually went back to education. And I think that gave me the grounding to sort of say, you know what, I don't want people to walk away with a negative view of education, because there's so much out there. I was very lucky, I got a second chance. I went to a college, I went to Deeside College in North Wales, and they supported me because I'm actually dyslexic. They gave me a laptop and they said, you know, anything is possible. And for the first time in my life, you know, doors opened to me, and I could, the things I wanted to do, I could finally do. And that's what you know, when I'm teaching, in the back of my mind, I had that first feeling when I first got my first qualification, and it was just, I remember standing up and running around the classroom. I was so happy.
It's achievement.
And that's what I'm saying. So when I'm at teaching, I just want people to have that feeling of relaxed and say, you know what, you can do anything. I know people might think it's just food, but for me it's the start. You're giving people a spark, and they cook the food and they've got this great food to take home to the families and say, this is what I've done, this is what I've accomplished. And I've met so many amazing people through it.
Absolutely fantastic.
I can talk about this all day. Sorry, Miguel, I get so passionate about it.
It's amazing, and first of all, it's great to see someone else and hear someone else speak so passionately, and I know from the place that it comes from. Something else that we're both really, really passionate about is music, and we ask all of our guests to pick 3 songs when they come in. So I want to know your first song of the day and why.
Okay, so when I was growing up, my auntie and uncle had this shop and used to have VHS video recorders on the Betamax, and they had the Jackson 5's greatest hits. And so I took it upstairs. They had, you know, they lived above the shop, and I put in Can You Feel It?
Oh my God.
And the video just blew me away. It was just phenomenal. And then the music, and I remember I just used to dance, just dance around the living room all the time, jumping up and down. And I played it, probably drove everybody crazy because I played it constantly. And it's on my, you know, playlist now. I still dance to it, I still love it, and it really fills you with such good feelings. And I just remember that young excitement, you know, and you know, can you feel it?
Oh,
can you feel it? You
I can feel it fully.
And it just makes you want to dance.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing song. And
Okay.
It's inspirational. The words are amazing.
Introduce it to our listeners.
Okay, I'm probably going to get it wrong now, but it's the Jackson 5, Can You Feel It?
You are listening to KCC Live 99.8 FM each and every Wednesday with me, Miguel. And that was a little bit of Aaliyah, Rock the Boat, and I'm keeping with all things love and groove today, guys, with it being Valentine's. I hope you are all enjoying this special day, whether you're in a relationship or you just want to treat yourself, you know, or have a little night with the girls. And we have one of our girls in the studio today, so we have our very own Michelle in here. We've been chatting all things food, love, and the community. But Michelle, you had a little bit of a whirlwind of a year, the year before last.
Yeah,
so you were supporting your mum on her role when she was Lord Mayor of our city. Tell us a bit about that. It's completely different.
Yeah, it was, because Mum actually, because with Dad being so busy and doing so much, Mum says, well, you know, we're going to need a second, so can you be the mayoress? And at the time, I suppose I was going through a bit of a stage of not really wanting to go out much or socialise. And you know what mums are like, they just take things into their own. She says, you won't have to do much. You won't. First day, I had to go and make a speech, and she just went, go on, get on with it. And yeah, it was amazing. It was a great year. I met so many fantastic, you know, so many memories. You met the Queen, didn't you? Yeah, I met the Queen. I was a bit smitten with Phil, I have to say. He's a bit of a legend.
Okay. Tell us a bit more.
Well, we had lunch with the royal family, and I wasn't told until the day. Again, they never used to tell me. They used to tell me things last minute, so I wouldn't panic. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to be myself. And we talked about, because I do boxing as well, so I do mixed martial arts boxing for sport. So just to keep fit as well. And so I introduced myself and I said I'm a chef, and we got sat next to each other. And the wine was going round and the champagne was going round the tables, and he said, no, I'll have a beer. And I thought, right. So he had a proper old-fashioned beer, and I thought, you remind me of my granddad. And I thought, right, I'm all right here now. So as soon as he got his beer, and we talked about barbecues. He told me about when he went over to Australia in the 1950s, I think, and he saw his first barbecue, and he loved it so much he got one made back at home. And then he told me, he's like, yes, I cooked for 25 people, and I was like, I felt like I'd shared something. And then we talked about boxing, and he nearly spat his beer out, I think.
So this is where you talk about perceptions of people, isn't it, and everything else, because I was lucky enough to meet some of the royal family. So we're just the same person. So we worked with Prince William and Kate Middleton. But why I'm saying this is the perceptions of what you get from people, and then when you talk about, you know, overcoming barriers, and your mum pushing you out there to get out there. What learning did you take from all of that?
Do you know what I wouldn't have done? I mean, everybody always says, oh, you know, I'm so confident, this, that and the other, but everyone goes through times in their life where, you know, you don't feel so good, and I think I've been going through that, and I think my mum just did the, you know, mum's intervention. And from doing that, you know, it just made me realise I mixed with so many different people from so many walks of life that I probably would never have dreamed of speaking with, because maybe I'm shy or I didn't feel good enough. And they're just human, they're just like me and you, and in the end I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to be myself, and that was the, you know, one of the greatest things I've learned from it.
So putting that into a bigger perspective then, and for a lot of our listeners, and you know who we both reach out to, is when you're going through them tough times then, and life is difficult, you know, what type of things do you do to get yourself in the mindset, or what do you tell yourself to keep focused? Because obviously, you know, you had a major role to play, and you had a business of your own, and you've got to keep pushing forward. So
I surround myself with good people. That's the main thing. You know, really strong family ties. I love my family. My mum is my inspiration. She has been an amazing role model to me all my life. I admire her so much, and I think that's one of the way I get my work ethics from, is the fact that that's the way she is. But also, you know, I'm very blessed. I have the best friends in my life. I don't really suffer negativity. You know, we all have down days, but I've got a support network around me with such love and compassion and understanding people that we all support each other, and I think that's really fundamental to getting on with your life. And actually, you know what, you don't have to put up with negativity or negative people in your life. Don't listen to them, don't let them hold you back, and just carry on forward.
And you spoke as well before about, you know, the training that you do, so mixed martial arts and everything else. How do you find that helps?
For me, it was more because I had a back injury, so I had to do something. And yoga, they said boxing and yoga, and, you know, just to strengthen my core. But really, it puts me in a good mood, you know, it releases them endorphins, and I feel good in myself. As you get older, you do need to look after yourself, you do need to keep fit, and because of the work I do, and because I'm really busy, I just have to keep fit.
And you find as well as food plays a super important part.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you like to eat it, you've someone's got to give it. You know, you can't have everything. So yeah, I have
especially the gorgeous, tasty food you make.
Do you know what? It's weird because you don't actually eat all the food. People just think, oh, you know, you go home, but actually, you know, I go home and I'm like, oh.
Okay, so something else that fascinates me about you. Okay, speaking about eating the food, so people may not know that you're a vegetarian.
Yeah, I'm a vegetarian.
And a lot of your dishes I've had a lot of amazing meat dishes come from you. And to be able to, you know, make that without eating it, you know, is it because, do you get the recipe so right because you made it from the heart? You just know what you're doing? You know, how do you know? You'll taste the sauce maybe, or
yeah, I love it, and I also have a lot of tasters around me. But you know,
well, you know, it's not a visual. You can look how it looks.
You just get a feeling. You just get a feeling, and also because I trained in the usual, went to college, trained in the usual, but then I also trained in Thai and Vietnamese, what led to my grounding. You know, sort of looking at food from all over the world. So I do cook with a lot of herbs, a lot of spices. I'm always researching food. I'm always learning new skills and new ways to cook food. And I think, some people maybe rely heavily too much on, just the plain old food, and I like to jazz it up. And also one of the things I teach is like, to make plain food tasty. So I just know, I don't know how, it's just maybe years of experience. And also I do buy good quality meat, and that's a really, really important, I have a good relationship with my butcher. That sounds strange being a vegetarian, but I mean, you can go to local shops. I mean, Aldi's really good for buying meat. I do tell people to try and, buy locally if they can, and go to local butchers if they can't and they've got to do a big shop, then shop around, try and get a good deal.
Yeah, it's an absolute gift though, and I have to say, from all the food I've tasted, it's absolutely beautiful.
I am food obsessed.
That is a skill in itself, it really is. So it's Valentine's Day,
yeah,
and we are talking all things love and everything else. So what are your plans for this evening?
Well, I've organised a Galentine's night, which is girls getting together. It's from Parks and Recreations, for all those Park and Recreation fans, TV shows. And it's a day where girls come together and we celebrate with each other, and it's Galentine's night. So we're going to go to a bar and drink Prosecco and get together, have a chat, eat some great food, and just catch up.
Okay.
Just celebrate being
so
the ladies.
Really then, can it just
Being
be
a
ladies?
single lady. No.
Or can because you've just said the ladies, so it could be girls and gays. We could have thrown the guys in there.
What?
It could be so it's the singles who
yeah, and it's not just. And the thing is, it's like
and some people's partners might be working tonight, and
my friend,
and
Claire Dallas, her husband's in London.
Yeah.
So I said she's coming to Galentine's. Can be anybody. Just come together. And celebrate, obviously I think Valentine's should be every day of the year, if you find that one you love, you should cook for them and, cook for them, that's me. Feed them. But no, it's just all about, sharing special times and good times and sharing the love really with each other.
I love that.
I mean, obviously, you've got your special someone.
I know, and you seem to
You're going to get
spaghetti
bolognese.
Let's open to different surprises tonight.
Maybe I should go and
Maybe you should give them some tips.
Give us some tips.
100%. Second song of the day. What is it and why?
Okay, it was really hard choosing all these songs because there's just so many. But again, when I first started buying music back when I was about 15, 16, and I got my first sort of Saturday job, and I went and bought my first album, and it's just a momentous occasion, isn't it? And one of them I bought, obviously, Janet Jackson.
Yes.
But then I bought Soul to Soul.
Okay.
And the reason why I've chosen this song is called Keep On Moving.
Yeah.
I think that's really important throughout your life, that you keep on moving, you keep looking forward, and just don't stay where you are. Just be with positive people in your life, and that's one of the reasons why I chose that song.
Well, absolutely love that, and I love Soul to Soul as well. So, introduce it to our listeners.
Okay, so it's Soul to Soul, Keep On Moving.
Well, guys, it's Valentine's Day, and you are listening to KCC Live 99.8 FM with me, Miguel, and that was a little bit of Usher. You Got It Bad. And guys, we've been having an amazing chat to my great friend Michelle in here of all things community, food, love, today, what everyone's events are, the journey that you've been on. What I want to know now is, what's next?
Oh goodness, there's quite a lot happening. So I've got the CIC going, which is this Food for Foodies, I try and remember, Food for Foodies, CIC, and that's again building what I've been doing with, and I've been working with Speak Training Education Centre. They're the ones that sort of been funding me to do the sort of roadshow, but we want to build on that because we've been doing that last year. We want to build on that, and we're looking at doing some more community workshops, family workshops. I work with the veterans, Army veterans as well, so I'll be doing stuff with them. Obviously going to be working with you guys. I'm going to be doing a project, doing a research project on food from around, I'm trying to remember, food from around Liverpool with different families. And obviously, yeah, everything else.
So, okay, but then long term, because, you've had an eclectic mix of career,
Yeah.
from backgrounds to insights to, you've looked at education, you're passionate about working in the community, you were Lady Mayoress.
Yeah.
What's on the bucket list?
Well, I've got a couple of things
Yes,
that
so
I cannot say at this
well,
point.
digging.
I cannot say at this point, but it It's involved getting more people out into our city centre and experiencing some of the amazing places that we've got here. With food as well, so that's just a little thing. I can't say
And
too
what
much.
about then, in terms of, you do a lot for the city at all the events, the great support that both you and your mum shown. Would you ever consider going down a political route? Or?
No, because I'm too passionate about, in our family, all the women tend to be passionate about one thing. Like my mum's sister, she's all about rescue dogs. My mum's all about politics, maybe because of her, she was a single mum with 3 kids. And, she was driven just to change our situation, to make it better. But we tend to be all quite driven. Mine is food. And that's my love and that's my passion. And that I try and help people through food. And one thing I do say, I went to speak at a women's conference the other day. And if you do have a talent and you do have a passion, try and share it with other people, because you could be making their day. They might have something and you might spark something in them that might change through your passion. So go out there and use it to help others.
Yeah, that's really important, and I know there's a handful of people who done that with me.
Yeah.
Can you recall the people who lit your spark?
There's so many people. I've been really, really lucky because. As I said, when I went back to college, I went to Deeside College, and they had belief in me when I didn't have belief in myself, and they pushed me to do all my exams. I got a scholarship to America, so Deeside College in North Wales. My tutors, I had this great tutor called Mr. D, he was just instrumental. And then, obviously my mum, who's been absolutely amazing, all my family, my friends, and then speech training education, they put me through my teacher training qualification. Just unbelievable. I never thought I'd ever get a chance to do that. I never thought with being dyslexic I could do it. And they give me ongoing support now, through different things.
So you look at that in
and I have to say, I've got very strong women around me. I'm really, really blessed, and obviously strong people with the same ethics and the strong, just same mindset, and we all work together. And one thing is that this big thing is about pay it forward. We all support each other.
Yeah.
And wherever we can, we all help each other, and we've got this group, and it's growing all the time. And we're all in business, we've all got to make a living, but we all, if there's a chance where we can go out and maybe help somebody on an event,
have a conversation,
anything, that's what we do. And that's how it's very short-sighted if you just keep looking at yourself. You've just got to open your network and get experience and get knowledge from other people that might have more experience than you.
Well, I'm super excited to be getting you at MD Productions.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to see what the future holds. I know I've had a little bit of an insight to some things that are
I
on
know,
your
you've
way.
already got some plans for me.
This is brilliant, but it's been an absolute pleasure having you in here today. It's filled my day with love, energy, and I'm super hungry right now, so I'm a bit disappointed you didn't bring me any food.
I know, well, I'm going to go for a nice meal tonight before we go out, so I'm going to have a nice meal with the girls and everything, so I'm thinking of you.
Will you do that? Will you enjoy that? And before we wrap up, and I think this fits perfectly with what you've just been speaking about, but your third song, it completely, I suppose, sums that conversation up.
Yeah, it's A-Marie, Gotta Work, and it's just when I listen to it when I'm training, when when I'm like, pain, and I'm thinking I've got to work, just carry on working. I also listen to it when I'm going to go into a conference or a meeting. I put it on loud, I sing my head off, and I'm just thinking, you know what, you're not going to get anything out of life unless you work for it, unless you're going to be, you've got a passion, you've got a career. Well, no one's going to give it to you. You've got to get up and you've got to make it happen. And this is one of the songs that just keeps me going.
Well, introduce it to our listeners.
Okay, this is one of my favourite songs, and it's A-Marie, Gotta Work.